While running your car, it's a good idea to try different types of fuel. You may find that your car runs better and gets better mileage on some fuels than on others. This not only will make driving more pleasurable, but will save you money. So I tried several types of fuel from several local garages, taking note of how my car performed and how many miles I got before needing to fill up again. I rated the performance out of 10. It's not the most scientific test, but hopefully it gives you an idea of what I found. For each fuel type, I put in 25 pounds of fuel. I drive a Honda Prelude which has a 2.2 litre engine and gets around 25 miles to the gallon. Shell V-Power was the first that I used, mainly because I'd read a lot about it on forums. My car ran alright, but I didn't notice much of a performance increase and only managed to cover 101 miles, which was disappointing. Then I tried standard Shell, which gave a better return of 117 miles. On the most part I suspect because it's cheaper, and therefore I got more fuel for my £25. However, my car didn't idle very well, with revs dropping right down until the anti-stall system kicked in, and it needed more revs when starting at traffic lights. The next brand I tried was Morrison's supermarket fuel, which has a bit of a reputation for being cheap but not very good. I found my car performed better on this than the standard Shell fuel, but not as good as on the V-Power, which you would expect. However, I did get a whopping 128 miles out of this £25 fill-up. I'd say this fuel exceeded my expectations. With this in mind, I then tried Tesco's super unleaded fuel and found better performance. The car ran well, I would say better than the Shell V-Power fuel, and returned a much more respectable 124 miles. From here I tried Texaco Super Unleaded, a fuel that I usually fill up with. I was interested to see if I noticed much of a difference, as I'd been using different fuels for a couple of weeks. And I did. My car seemed much happier running on this fuel. It idled more steadily and seemed that bit quicker from the start. However, that came at a cost, only returning 113 miles. From here I then tried Texaco normal fuel and found that my car performed in a similar manner to the supermarket fuels, and despite not quite having the performance gains that the Super Unleaded offered, it did return 122 miles. The last fuel I tried was Jet Super Unleaded. On this again my car ran well. I would say that this was not far behind the Texaco Super in terms of performance, and it returned 114 miles. So after all this, I think I would definitely stick with using Texaco Super Unleaded, just because my car seemed to run better on this than on the others. However, just because my car ran better on this doesn't mean yours will, so conduct your own tests and let me know what you find in the comments below. I think to conclude, the best overall fuel would be the Tesco Super Unleaded, due to its combined mileage and performance. There are some that argue that you have to run your car on a certain fuel for a period of time before the additives really start to benefit your engine, which may explain my disappointing experience with Shell's fuels, which are so widely raved about. However, the poor economy of the V-Power fuel does put me off trying it for a long period. The test as a whole included short and long journeys, and generally when running on the motorway the car performed pretty well on all fuels. So I feel that from here on I'll be more willing to fill up with other brands of fuel when going on a long trip. This test enables me to be more informed about which of those brands I'm likely to choose as an alternative. However, if I'm going to be doing a lot of city driving, I'd definitely benefit from continuing to use Texaco Super Unleaded. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to like, share, subscribe and watch my other videos.